Okay, so now we're back to the usual backdrop with the spare mattress. Anywho, I this is the background story of my Love Yourself series, and I was going to make one video, but then I realized I have a lot to talk about, so it'll be into two parts, two stories. This is part one, which is about my relationship with weight, and my second one will be about my skin problems this year. Okay, so weight. I never thought too much about my weight in elementary school. I was, for the most part, always under 100 pounds. So I was always double digits because I was kind of short. So that was healthy at the time. And then in fifth grade, I was 5 feet. And then in PE class, or when it was time for PE, one day we had to check our weight. And I was 129 pounds. 129 pounds and 5 feet. And my classmates laughed at me, or a few of them laughed at me for being the heaviest in the class. I didn't really think too much of it until there was a guy who was 5 feet and 1 inch, and he was lighter than me. I think he was like 110 to 115 pounds, but either way, it made me feel fat. But honestly, being 129 pounds, 5 feet, still growing, and I actually had my period when I was in fifth grade, so pretty early too, really isn't that bad, but I just thought I was like really fat. But I didn't take much effort into like lowering my weight until like sixth grade was when I really started caring about how much, or about being skinny. I wanted to be under 100 pounds again. And that was a very unhealthy mindset because I was still growing. I think I grew like an inch or two in that year. However, I went from 129 pounds to 150 pounds in 1 year. So that's like 21-pound weight gain. And the main reason why was because of my diet. So I ate celery, like for, I don't know, my main food that day was like celery. And I decided, okay, I ate a little bit. I didn't eat that much. I get to reward myself with a brownie the next day. And I ate a whole bunch of sweets and stuff. So I remember those brownies, like they had like little rainbow candy bits in it. But yeah, but either way, it was like an on and off. Like I ate a little bit, then I ate a lot. And that is very bad. Do not do that. But I don't know. I knew that didn't work out, and I gained 150 pounds. And now at that time, I was definitely like overweight. Okay. I don't know when this happened either. So, okay, another thing with weight is that, um, so I went, so I also had big feet when I was younger as well in middle school. So I think in seventh or eighth grade, I told my friend or someone my shoe size, and they're like, wow, Cynthia, you have big feet. I mean, it wasn't mean or anything. Like, they didn't mean anything by it. They're just surprised because, like, wow, like, most people didn't have, I don't know what my shoe size was at that time. It was just bigger than most people's. And even they just meant it as like, wow, I just had bigger feet than most people, like nothing bad at all. But I interpreted as that I was fat. Like, I thought big feet meant you're fat. So when my mom bought me shoes of like, I think the sizes were like a half inch apart or something, or not half inch, but like, let's just say it was like 6 and 6.5. Even if the 6, or was it 7, okay, whatever the shoe size was, I would always get the smaller one. And basically, it was, the shoes were way too tight for me. And because they were too tight, I had a bunion. Bunion's just an outgrowth of the foot. You can look it up. But basically, I should have gotten shoes that were perfectly my size and not a smaller shoe size. Because big feet does not mean you're fat, and small feet does not mean you're skinny. Okay? It doesn't correlate. I mean, okay, you know what I mean. Basically, just because you have big feet does not mean you'll be fat. Just because you have small feet does not mean you'll be skinny. Okay? But anyway, so that's when I kind of had like low self-esteem too, because it's like, oh wow, like, because also like in my all-time high was like in eighth grade, and I was like 157 pounds. It's like, oh wow, so like I have a heavy weight and I have big feet, and it just sucked, and it just wasn't good. But that was my highest weight. Um, I guess, when I went into high school, I don't know how I lost weight because I was also in cross country in eighth grade as well, but my weight was still 157 if I remember correctly. And my freshman, because I did cross country from eighth grade to 12th grade, so all 4 years of high school. And I believe I was 145 or something in ninth grade when I did cross country. And then in my sophomore year, I okay, so for the most part, cross country runners are pretty slim. I was not slim, but I became faster. Like I was one of the fastest people or fastest girls in 10th grade in junior varsity. And I remember the main reason was because I walked every day in the summers, like a few miles every day before work. And I think that just helped me like increase my stamina and my endurance. So where I'm going with this is the fact that I just because you're slim does not automatically mean you're fast. And just because I'm a little bit bigger does not mean I'm automatically slow. So that kind of increased my self-esteem. And then I realized, oh, it's so cool to be like fat and fit. Like I don't have to be super skinny. I can still eat a lot, right? Okay, let's go to junior year from when I was 139 pounds at the beginning, and then I became 157. And see, I think in the beginning of junior year, I was fairly, like, I was not stressed out. And I think the stress contributed to my weight gain. And then I think senior year, I was 145. And then my freshman year of college, I was 157. And then later on, I started exercising a lot. And at one point, I was exercising just to impress other people with a nice body. And at one point, I was 139, 135. Today, I am approximately 145 pounds in kilograms. I think that's 66 kilograms. Okay, so what do all these numbers mean? I realize, so I didn't explain too much into detail about how I felt when I was 139, so I'll explain that right now. When I was at my low weight, I was 5'3.5", and I'm still 5'3.5". I don't think I'm growing anymore, but maybe I might grow a little bit. But anyway, I was 5'3.5", and I was 139 pounds. When I think a little bit later I became 135 pounds, but I wasn't exactly the happiest. And I'm currently 145 pounds, same height. And I'm happier today than I was before. So my mentality was that, a healthy weight, a low number on the scale meant happiness. And that is not true. Because as you keep progressing, as you keep improving, you want the numbers to get lower and lower, and you won't be satisfied. You just want the numbers to keep getting lower until who knows when. Like, when will you be happy? Like, if you're not happy now, when will you ever be? So you have to be okay with the weight and the body that you have now, because any changes, like even if you improve, you're just going to want more. Think about it with the amount of likes you have. Like, let's just say you have 10 likes and you're happy with that. And all of a sudden you get 100, and all of a sudden you want more and more. You have to be satisfied with having no likes. I don't know if that analogy makes sense. Basically, you have to be happy with where you are right now. If you post a status, you have to just be happy, whether it has likes or not. You have to just like it as it is, Like, as long as you like it, that's all that matters. And then what I'm trying to say here is, if you have to build that mindset, and that's where self-love comes in. Okay, you have to love your body. Even if you are like extremely overweight, you still have to accept who you are. That's where you are right now, and then improve for yourself, because then that will get you further, and you'll always be happy. You'll always be progressing. Because let's just say you do improve, like let's just say like I'm 145 pounds and I'm not happy, and I become 142 pounds. I just want to keep getting lower. Like I won't be satisfied. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, what if I gain like 10 pounds again? I will just be really miserable. So I guess to summarize all my rambling is, you have to be happy with where you are now. You have to be open to improving. I am happy with where I am. Honestly, like a few years ago, I would hate my weight, but really it's just me. Like I would tell people, oh my gosh, I'm so fat. And sometimes I believed I was really fat. And okay, and to be super honest, sometimes I wanted attention. Like sometimes I wanted someone to say, Cynthia, you're not fat at all. You know, like, and I did get a lot of that because my weight is relatively healthy. Like when you look at me, I am not like I am healthy. I look like I'm a healthy body size to other people. But do I really need people's validation? I have to validate myself. And truthfully, no matter how many people say how good you look, if you don't like how you look, you'll never be satisfied. Okay, I'll repeat myself again. So basically, be happy with the weight you are now. So this background story is just to let you know how I came about to loving myself. And I became okay with loving myself when I realized, oh, I can still run fast despite being bigger than most people. I can still function well. I focused more on my function than the appearance, which will be the first tip after the background story. Okay, I hope this background was helpful. I kind of went off on a tangent, so if you have any questions or where I was going with this, let me know. Okay, thank you for watching.